Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Thursday night. We begin tonight with news on the effort to speed up a vaccine here in the U.S. Could it happen by the end of the year? And it comes as tonight President Trump's guidelines to slow the spread of the virus are now expiring. Many states set to carefully reopen amid concerns over triggering a possible second wave. All of this as the number of coronavirus cases is still rising in at least 18 states. The death toll in the U.S. is now nearing 63,000. And there is word tonight President Trump wants a vaccine by the end of the year, reportedly calling for hundreds of millions of doses by the beginning of the year. Dr. Anthony Fauci tonight on whether that's possible, making the doses before we know if it works and which vaccine the team will choose. This comes 24 hours after the president and Dr. Fauci said the drug remdesivir shows promise in treating the coronavirus, showing early signs it might be able to block the virus and shorten the duration of symptoms. Set to be fast-tracked by the FDA now for emergency use. All of this tonight as the president levels a new accusation just a short time ago. It comes hours after U.S. intelligence officials weighed in a rare move on the origins of the virus in Wuhan, China, acknowledging they are investigating where it came from, whether in a lab or in a market or elsewhere. But so far saying they agree with the scientific community that it was not man-made or genetically modified. The president saying late today he has seen information that gives him, quote, a high degree of confidence the coronavirus originated from the Wuhan Institute of Virology. We will carefully get to it all tonight, and we begin here with ABC's Whit Johnson in New York.
Less than 24 hours after the coronavirus task force announced promising results for a drug that could help treat the virus, remdesivir, tonight comes word the president is working to fast-track something else, a vaccine. The plan, called Operation Warp Speed, is the administration's new effort to speed up the timeline for a vaccine by the end of the year.
I hope we're going to have a vaccine, and we're going to fast-track it like you've never seen before.
The government and the military teaming up with industry to mass-produce doses of the vaccine by January 2021.
You know who's in charge of it? Honestly, I am. I'll tell you, I'm really in charge of it.
Today, Dr. Anthony Fauci pressed, is that feasible?
I was saying in January and February that it would be a year to 18 months. So January is a year. So it isn't that much from what I had originally said. But you don't wait until you get an answer before you start manufacturing. You at risk proactively start making it, assuming it's going to work.
What's unclear is which vaccine the White House task force is going to take a chance on. Also today, Vice President Mike Pence seen for the first time wearing a mask while touring a ventilator facility after an uproar 48 hours ago for not wearing one at a visit to the Mayo Clinic. Today, the vice president's wife saying he didn't know.
It was actually after he left Mayo Clinic that he found out that they had a policy of asking everyone to wear a mask.
And after questions were raised weeks ago about where the virus came from, tonight the Director of National Intelligence offering a rare statement, agreeing with the wide scientific consensus that the COVID-19 virus was not man-made or genetically modified, but adding they will continue to examine if it was the result of an accident at a laboratory in Wuhan. The president was asked about it moments ago.
Have you seen anything at this point that gives you a high degree of confidence that the Wuhan Institute of Virology was the origin of this virus?
Yes, I have.
The president wouldn't reveal what the information is. In New York, unprecedented steps to fight the spread of the virus by sanitizing public transit. Images of the homeless sleeping on subways, prompting the governor to shut down subway and commuter trains overnight starting next week, every 24 hours to be disinfected. Frontline workers will be offered free rides.
They're on those trains. They deserve to be kept safe. They deserve to have a clean, safe ride to and from work, and they're going to have it. And we're going to move heaven and earth to make sure that happens.
The numbers statewide on the decline, but still 306 people died in just 24 hours.
And what is his diagnosis?
In Illinois, the peak not expected for another 2 weeks, are Alex Perez with paramedics in Chicago. This company responding to 150 calls in one day, most of them COVID cases.
So this is the new routine every time you arrive to a call?
Yeah, every time.
Every time.
In California, the governor cracking down, closing beaches in Orange County after large crowds flocked to the coast last weekend.
The images we saw on a few of our beaches were disturbing. I was very candid about that.
Los Angeles County reporting its largest single-day surge in cases on Wednesday. But the mayor of L.A. is looking ahead, announcing an ambitious plan to offer a coronavirus test to all residents, regardless of symptoms. Across the country, at least 32 states now easing some restrictions by the end of next week. But cases of the virus still rising in at least 18 states. Tonight, the FDA expected a green-light emergency treatment with that promising drug remdesivir. Criselda Davis believes it saved her.
Are you ready to blow it out?
Yes.
Blow it out. You got enough breath?
I hope so. Yeah.
Here celebrating her 46th birthday after surviving 11 days on a ventilator.
I'm very grateful. I'm very, very grateful to be alive.
Criselda's husband watched her improve 3 days into the treatment.
Her lungs had begun to clear up, and her vitals was getting better.
Very hopeful. We knew more study is needed, but that was great to see. Whit back with us live tonight. And I want to get back to those plans for a vaccine. They're hoping by January. So many questions on this, Whit, tonight from people at home, I'm sure. How many doses does the task force think they can produce? And in order to produce that number, do they have to choose a vaccine before knowing if it works? And I took note of that number from the World Health Organization today, saying there are more than 100 vaccines in the works around the world. So how do you pick which one to bet on?
Exactly, David. That's right. 100 vaccines in the works, including 8 which are currently approved for clinical trials. Dr. Fauci says it's possible they could produce hundreds of millions of doses to be ready by January. But at this point, it's unclear which vaccine will actually work and which vaccine the task force will ultimately get behind. David.
All right, Whit Johnson leading us off tonight. Whit, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.